Yo, peoples, Kyushu92 here, playing Avengers. That's my intro. This don't make no sense. It really don't make no sense. This is part of the... Okay, I gotta talk about this now. Like, I talked about it when I was playing Genshin. But I gotta talk about it again here, now that you guys can fully see this. So, the newest theme for cosmetics that they have for the game is safety crash test dummies. Well, it's actually crash test dummy themed. Everyone has safety vests with reflective lights on them. This. Oh my goodness, why? Why? Sensei Nam, what is going on? But why? Why this? Why? Out of all the things. And I still don't understand why zooming in on parts of the suit is still not a thing for this game. Like, you can't look at details close up. Are they scared people are going to find flaws in this armor for something? If people zoom in? Like, when you look at a costume in different games, it at least gives you the ability to zoom in to see things in further detail. But do they not want people to look at this thing up close? And then they used the unworthy Thor skin to do this. To turn him into the unworthy crossing guard. Reflective lights everywhere. It just doesn't make sense. You got 80 years of Marvel history and this is what you do. This Iron Man... Kid Arachnid, welcome! This Iron Man is so hideous, I want to hit it with a car. Dude! Go ahead! Because it's the crash test suit. I think it was meant to be hit with a car. I think it was just meant to be hit. Period. Because you guys recognize this. This is just a recolor of Iron Man's ultimate suit. Which, let me see if I can actually find it in his many listings here. There it is. Currently unable to connect to Square Enix servers. Please try again. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare try to tell me I can't connect after y'all spend so much time trying to pay people, get people to buy this. So this is essentially supposed to be his ultimate outfit from the comics. Now, mind you, the face in the comics looks similar to this, but the rest of the suit does not. But the whole crash test dummy suit, and this is just for Kamala, this is just for Iron Man, Thor, and Hawkeye. Let's go over to Hulk. Let's look at Hulk's. Let's look at Hulk's safety suit. I know y'all got it in this list, and where is it? Let's not forget Hulk and his wrestler outfit, or Hulk and his cowboy outfit, or even Hulk and his reflective holographic looking outfit that just it's just that. Oh, what about Hulk steampunk? We can't forget about that. Where is it? Oh, they don't have Hulks yet. They don't have Hulks in the marketplace yet. So all we have right now is Kamala Khan, Iron Man, Thor, and Hawkeye. Kate Bishop, Widow, Cap, and Hulk are supposed to be getting theirs next, I guess. But if this is the exact extent that they want to go with how to making character skins in the game, it's no wonder people just are slowly losing faith in this game actually delivering on the 80 years of Marvel history. Because that's just disgusting. Now this is fine. And this is after it was fixed. Because the first time this released, there were these weird neon yellow patches on his shoulder that would just appear when you were playing the game. It would not, and it would only appear in certain instances. And it took them a whole month just for them to fix it. Meanwhile, during that time, They kept pushing all these different cosmetics that made absolutely no sense for anyone to even remotely think about buying, except for people on YouTube who use clickbait or just use that as thumbnails for their videos. It literally made no sense for them to ever make half the skins they made in this game. It's a cash grab. That's what it is. The game went full cash grab in its cosmetics. And it's a disappointment. So defeat enemies with heroic attacks and defeat enemies while airborne. Complete threat sectors in the Pacific Northwest region and defeat enemies while airborne again. So you're giving me the same thing. Just one takes twice as long. Now, if they still have the red room, then I can do that there. So, if they thought that they couldn't do complete challenges in the harm room, we technically can still do it. And the red rooms are gone. Alright, so much for using that, which means that now I have to do a mission. They really don't give you... One thing this game kind of lacks is that, sure, it has different mission types, but it's not enough for it to be variable.
I'd do it myself, but I don't do field work anymore. Not since S.H.I.E.L.D.
There's still trophies for this game that I haven't earned.
That you've spent undercover.
Aim doesn't even break the top 10, if that's what you're asking.
Who's the current record holder?
That would be this one. Natasha Romanoff, Avenger.
Ooh, good answer.
Still trophies for this game, but the thing is, the pull for this game is just not strong enough. Hey Psycho, welcome back. So now we have to do a mission.
This is the Chimera. Stop.
So let's just do one where we're just beating up a whole bunch of enemies. One thing I just kind of really don't like overall about this game is the fact that it limits... When you complete a mission, that mission disappears and it shifts other missions around. So say you want to do a mission where you're just beating up a whole bunch of enemies and that's it. Well, the game is going to take that mission away from you and then you won't be able to do it for a hot minute until you do another mission and hope that it's the mission that you want to do. Otherwise, you just got to keep flip-flopping through missions until it gives you the one that you want.
We've identified an AIM facility that is vulnerable to attack. Though there are still security synthoids to contend with, we expect the Avengers should be able to easily prevail. Take out any AIM forces you encounter.
Because you think with a game that wants people to play it constantly, you know, with it being a live service game, they would make sure that every option that people would want to play is available at all times, not just rotated every time you're done doing one mission, and then you can't do that again until you, by some reason, play another mission, and then hopefully get that one to appear. It's kind of backwards.
Practice time.
And
Piece of cake or pie. Pie is good too. This is how we do it.
Why is stuff breaking? I didn't even do anything. Why is stuff breaking from the roof?
These enemies must be defeated.
What was this? What was that? Was that because I got out of my Hulkbuster and decided to just blow up everything? Also, that makes perfect sense, right? Iron Man using gamma radiation.
Playtime's over, kid. Cannot defeat me. Asgard, open the way. Nice. Challenge to God.
And then Thor is just pretty much killing everyone I need in order to progress. See, this is why the option to play by yourself should be a thing. No one wants to just have a full squad of people with you. Especially if it's AI and they're stealing your kills. Let it be an option to go in by yourself. And you would think that that would have been an option, but you know, no.
Nice work, Avengers. This won't be the last time we mount an assault on AIM's forces, but this should significantly weaken their capabilities.
That's nice, Jarvis. That's nice. Now let's see if we have another assault one, because those are the only missions I like, where I just go in, I beat up a whole bunch of people at once, and then we just progress from there. If not, then I'll just do the Future Wastelands, and that's just a good place to do it. D-Train, yo! What's going on? Playing Marvel's Avengers because this game needs all the attention it can ever muster. It's probably not gonna get it. It's probably not gonna get a good following from me because the game just doesn't have anything in it that I would tell people, you know, like, hey, check out this game. It's fun. It's just, I mean, the moment of happiness you may feel playing it is brief once you realize just how repetitive it is. No amount of skins is going to change it. No amount of saying you're hearing players is going to change it. There are people who defend this game down to the very last. I really do feel sorry for them, but the game is just not a true marvel. Combat alone is not enough to save this game from its many, many, many increasing shortcomings. So I honestly can't wait to see just how this game is going to fare once Black Panther's done and over with. Because with them making Omega level threats something you can only do once a week, only get one exotic a week, regardless of how many times you try to play it and how many different characters you try to do it for, time gating your endgame content that you've made people wait literal months for is literally so backwards, it is as if you have no knowledge of what your players actually want. And the fact that we had to actually wait months, literal months for this, only to find out that it's just another Tachyon Rift type missions with harder modifiers on it, it's so disappointing. You had every opportunity.
You're about to have a very bad day.
Alright, these expire in 4 days. This one expires in 18 hours. I can beat everyone airborne. I'm almost done with Iron Man's card.
There is a chest with gear close by.
To anyone who has played Avengers before, what are your ideas of what you would want to see in this game? Because that's what really matters. What the players want. Because, let me tell you, players have put forth ideas of what they want to see in this game. And there are a ton of people who have so many fantastic ideas that I'm pretty sure it would bring people back if CD decided to do it. But since CD has not been known to make, you know, competent decisions ever since this game has released, I can't guarantee that even the smallest of requests are going to even be mentioned or even paid attention to. We still got people waiting on accessibility options for this game. Because they just don't want to do it. It's not hard. It isn't. You can't tell me, and the thing is, we've also heard the tale of them saying, oh, we have limited resources, we got limited people, yet somehow or the other, we keep getting these brand new skins that no one wants. So obviously you have the resources, and obviously you have a certain amount of people that can just constantly push out these skins. So something's going on. The spirit is telling me that you're lying.
Location should be just up ahead.
So it makes you wonder, just exactly what do they mean by... Because what we know is that it takes them 3 to 4 months for them to finish character animations. Because they only have 3 to 4 people. They only have 3 animators. They only have 3 animators. Which makes little sense for this to be a Marvel game, not a Marvel franchise, but a Marvel game. The thought of them having next to no one for the purpose of keeping this game afloat, it's ridiculous. But seriously, for anyone who's played Avengers or has seen this game and has seen all the criticism that it has, what would you add to this game to make it better? This is something I want to hear from players. Not from suits that say, like, we know what the players want, we're hearing our players, and yet they keep giving us everything that we don't ask for in the hopes that, yeah, this ought to be enough. I want to hear what you guys have to say about what you would want in Avengers for you to play it. If you don't play it, what would you want in it to make you play it? And if you do play it, and you know just how lacking it is, what would you add to make it so that you would be more willing to play it? This is I'm not saying rhetorical wise. I am literally asking you guys who are watching me right now, what would you want? What would you want for this game? Because they say they're hearing players, so I want to know what you guys think.
They've got nothing on us. Have a night, sweetheart. I'd run if I were you. Well,
That boy ain't got no business doing that much damage. And Tony ain't got no business not being able to regenerate. This man has one of the most advanced pieces of technology on Earth, and he hasn't figured out how to give himself the ability to regenerate, or at least have first aid inside of his suit. Just saying. Tony's smart, but apparently in this game he's not all that smart to make it so that he can regenerate. Or at least give himself first aid in his suit. It makes sense.
Wouldn't want to be in your shoes. Someone keep it score here, cause I gotta be winning.
All clear.
I'm staying airborne because my challenge card requires that I take out 2 more enemies. Okay, we're almost done there. And then halfway there. Whoa, we're halfway there. No, it seems like I'm not doing much, but I'm trying to make sure I get these airborne challenges. I might as well land just so I can heal, though. Because it doesn't require that I do it all airborne and never touch the ground.
Oh, you picked the wrong ship.
I don't know how I'm one-shotting these drones when I never used to be able to do that before. We can do this all day. See, I learned my lesson. I learned my lesson the last time you hit me with an icicle and almost killed me. Alright, that one's taken out. Still got this one.
Wouldn't want to be in your shoes.
Is there anyone else, or did we take them all out?
Never done us for a second.
There are so many ideas I could give to this game that could make it more fun to play and just make every one of these heroes feel even better to play as. Like a perk for Iron Man, he has a chance of causing secondary explosions with his rockets. You know, call it the cluster bomb mod or something, or the ex-wife, or some... Just something that is beyond just like he has a 2% chance of gaining a 5% amount of his health back after he hits 15 enemies 16 times every other time. That is how perks work in this game. Percentages, percentages, percentages. Not nothing phantasmagorical, nothing cool in the ways of it being Marvel related. It's just percentages. And then when you look at their skill system, and I guess my family came home. I never noticed. Then when you look at their champion system, it's the exact same thing. Just percentages, percentages, percentages. Nothing overly creative. Nothing that expands on what these characters can do. It's just increase your willpower by 4%, by 4%, by 4%, by 4%, by 4%. And then you have defense that is increased by 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%, 1%. And all of these stack, but they all just equal up to you just get an additional 5% in defense. Nothing like, I don't know, increasing your movement speed. Nothing like health regeneration or anything cool in the way of it being Marvel related. It's just percentages. The exact same thing that your comics can do, but for some odd reason they decided to turn it into a whole secondary leveling system. I don't get it. You have all of Marvel, 80 years of Marvel history. You played on and off since the beta. That's kind of been me. After I finished the main story and did my playthrough series of that, I've just been on and off again of it as well. What you want is more bosses that actually require different approaches. Yes, because the main approach for this entire game is get close to an enemy and punch them until they die. The only enemy that actually has phases was MODOK, and he is a story mode only enemy that has never been turned into an enemy you could fight again. And I don't count robotic enemies as true bosses because they're just an extension of AIM. So all you have is Abomination and Taskmaster. And let me tell you, I've become so tired of Taskmaster that after watching Black Widow, I did not care that he was in the movie. That's how jaded this game had made me towards the character. I literally don't like to see Taskmaster at all, just because of this game. But yeah, they definitely need more bosses, because, you know, it's not like Abomination and Taskmaster are the only enemies that exist in Marvel. I mean, they name-dropped the Kree, saying how the Future Imperfect DLC is when the Kree pretty much took over the entire world, yet you never fight them. You just fight more AIM bots because reasons. But here's the thing. I can speak all day about how bad the cosmetics are, but I would much rather have things related to quality of life improvements, such as, I don't know, making it so that characters who we all know can move fast. Like traversal upgrades. The Hulk should be jumping so much farther than he is in the game. Whoa! Y'all see that? What was that? That was not normal. That robot just glitched, teleported straight towards me. Vanquish melee attacks. Even though I really haven't been beating enemies with melee, which means that the AI are capable of getting challenges for one character, even though they're not that one character. How is it that Captain America is able to progress? Hold on, let me see. Vanquish. Oh wait, that was one of the shield facility challenges I did. Never mind. I was about to go hard. I was about to go in on this game, but I would much rather have quality of life improvements, such as, you know, fixing the loot in this looter game. Make loot worthwhile. I don't care if you give me a set percentage of, this is going to work for a couple of seconds after you defeat 15 enemies without getting hit. That type of thinking when it comes to creating perks, that is dumb. That is dumb. That is very dumb. There are so many better ways to do perks that can make, you know, playing as a character even more varied than just, let's just give them a % chance of getting a defense buff that lasts for 5 seconds. You build it up. Like, here's the thing. Let's actually look. Let's actually look. And if anyone gets tired of me talking about Avengers and bragging on them, bagging on them, not bragging, because there's frankly really nothing to really brag about of this game. If you don't like me talking about Avengers, by all means, leave right now, because I'm not going to hold anything back here. Okay, so 53.3% chance melee critical attacks trigger a stun damage explosion. Light signature attacks apply plasma damage, dispersing plasma energy on every impact. Okay, so here's the thing about that. Light signature attacks, it only applies the effect on the final hit in the combo. Why not apply it every single time you hit an enemy rather than it be the final hit? Because if anyone hasn't noticed, enemies can interrupt your combos quite often in this game. So if you're just constantly getting knocked around, being able to apply status effects on with these attacks really don't amount to much if you keep getting hit and knocked around. And 11.3% increased heroic charge rate while overcharge. Overcharge is essentially what happens if I keep hitting a person so often that my bar overfills itself. But the thing about overcharge, and the disappointing thing about it is such a wasted idea that if you were to get an overcharge, it will be gone within seconds. And even if you were to overcharge it, you could easily lose it just from enemies hitting you once. Let a stray sniper hit you from a distance that you haven't seen. That's your overcharge gone. Alright, let me go to challenge card. Oh, snap! I am almost done with Iron Man's card. I am almost done. Finally. That's the only thing that's kind of keeping me coming back, is just trying to do these challenge cards, because that's the only real variety here, if I want to be completely honest with you. Just doing these challenges. That and trophies, but even then it's not really that big of a pull. But yes, I would much rather have quality of life changes, such as changes to traversal. Captain America, that man should be booking it when he's running. He's also super athletic, and he's a super soldier. Super is in his power set. The dude is super strong. He can move extremely fast. A lot faster than this game will allow. Like when you're running with Captain America in this game, there's never an opportunity where you get to say on your left, because he simply doesn't move that fast, even though he should. And it's just mystifying. It is absolutely mystifying how they say that this is their version of Marvel Heroes. And I just wonder, did the version you think of, are they weak? Are they supposed to be weak on purpose? Is Hulk supposed to be able to be knocked around by robots literally half of his size? Because that doesn't make any sense to me. Hulk can't get stronger the longer he fights. Literally one of the things that Hulk is known for. The only super soldier feat Cap has in this game is being able to double jump. And even then, it's not that impressive. Because it's just a double jump. It's not a super jump it's not a large, super athletic, superhuman jump that we know he can do. It's just a double jump. And Captain America being able to do parkour on walls doesn't necessarily signify that, oh, that's something only a superhuman can do. Because anyone can do a wall run. Anyone. Anyone in real life right now can do a wall run. Cap being able to do it across a slightly longer distance does not signify superhuman to me. Captain America being able to outrun literally Cap should be able to outrun Hawkeye. Hawkeye should not be at the same running speed as Cap. And then you can argue, well, if they outrun each other, then they have to balance the game. They have to balance the game so that people can't move faster than the others. Otherwise, it's just going to take people longer to get to a certain location, and then it won't make sense. Well, here's the thing. If you are in an overworld, and I've seen this done before, if you're in an overworld, why not buff everyone else to increase their running speed? Make it a gameplay thing. Add it as lore, saying like, hey, we found some of this AIM technology that can increase your body's proficiency and increase your body's strength in certain areas so that, for short periods of time. So if you want to move faster, then you can just hit this boost and you can move quicker through an environment. There's literally so many options. I'm giving you ways to make the game better, CD. It is not hard. Don't try to come to me saying that it's hard, because it's not. It's not hard. You just don't want to do it. Because if you can come up with all these different cosmetics every other Thursday, oh, you can best believe you're capable of coming up with ways of making it so that people can move faster in this game. But if the game won't load properly if he moves too fast, okay, so explain this to me about Hulk. Why is it his stranglehold move allows him to go into a full tilt sprint that is far faster than his own normal sprint, and the game still loads fine? I could literally use stranglehold in an empty area, then it'll spawn in enemies just fine, like nothing's happened. And his stranglehold is so much faster than any other way he can move. Explain that to me, because the game seems to work just fine whenever I do that. So all I get is just excuses of, well, it's hard, we gotta think of metrics and stuff. We're past the when it comes to video games now, we're past the point of it can't be done. Because we have so much technology right now. We got the PS5 and the Xbox Series X and all these new consoles that we can no longer say that, hey, it can't be done because we don't have the technology or we don't know how to. Far too much time has passed with video games today for people to say it cannot be done. The words that should be coming out of your mouth is, we haven't figured it out yet. Don't tell me that it can't be done or we don't know how to do it. How come the Hulkbuster feels more like the Hulk is in raw power? Dude, I don't know. You see this? Me running as the Hulkbuster is faster than the Hulk when he sprints. How does that make sense? But how come the Hulkbuster feels more like the Hulk in raw power than the Hulk does? I don't get how a suit designed to fight the Hulk feels more like the Hulk than the Hulk. That makes literally no sense to me. You don't ever see the Hulkbuster getting knocked around incredibly hard by even the lightest robot. You don't never see that. Why? Why is it the Hulkbuster, meant to fight something stronger than it, is stronger than it?
You're about to have a very bad day.
I don't get it. And these missions right here. Stand in the center of this area. Stand in the center of this spot. Don't leave the circle, otherwise you'll lose progress.
Why did you choose the wrong side?
Like, no, there's nothing more fun than just standing in one spot instead of going around an entire area fighting enemies. There's nothing I find more joy in than just being stuck to this one spot, otherwise I'll lose progress. If I take a hit, I'm going down.
I'm beaming with pride. Dark zone.
Okay, come on. Let's get you up.
A little help, please.
Was he frozen in place? I couldn't tell. See? Particles only apply on the final hit. They don't apply per hit.
These fallen sentries are fitted with auto-repaired functions and capable of light-speed communications. The creator more advanced than expected. Oh, worrying. I'm detecting more hostiles too.
Okay, so coming over here to the skills and to the champions. So I have 1 point. 1. Now I could put it into increasing my health, or I could put it into increasing my recovery. But some skills are better than others. Permanently boost heroic damage, range damage, melee damage. Since I'm doing a whole bunch of shooting with him, but at the same time, I'm just not a fan of... Okay, range. Hold on, I'm looking at the playback. Why? They don't even know how to do this properly. Look at that. 3% should be okay, so originally, I'm looking at the playback because I got the playback here. I got the stream up on my laptop here. So my ranged rating was 1087. Putting in 1 point of range damage boost that's supposed to boost it by 3% only gave me 3 regular points, which now has me at 1090. That's not how percentages work. Because if I do 1087 plus 3%, my ranged rating should have gone up to 1119, not 1090. It should have gone up to 1119. That's what a percentage does. So I don't get it. For this to be a pulse progression system, how does even this not work? This is crazy. You want people to keep playing your game, but you're not making sure that the settings and new things that you add work properly. 3% does not equal 3 points.
Heads up, we got company. Okay, let's talky or fighty.
It is incredibly confusing.
Party time. This is how we do it.
How did I get all the way up in the air?
So long, pal. Aim units on radar. Just a flesh wound.
I blocked. And that's supposed to be the loot bot. The little guy you go after if you want to get some good loot. That's the one you go after.
Tony needs a hand.
Someone help me! And also take out that loot bot before he disappears.
Oh, that looked like it hurt.
Also, if I go down again, I completely lose this mission.
Thanks much. I'm in some trouble here.
I'm blocking. I'm hitting the block button, and it doesn't do anything. Watch that loot bot not be there again.
Heads up, we got company. Now it's the party. Is someone keeping score here? 'Cause I gotta be winning.
Them getting the math wrong makes my head hurt and I suck at math. We have people who are professional game makers doing this. These people are paid to do this, okay? Can I be honest with you guys? These people are paid to do this. You would think that they would put their best foot forward to the utmost degree due to this being Marvel. One would think. Alright, light combo finishers grant a damage buff. Light combo finishers trigger a burst of shock damage. Increase critical attack chance for sprint or dodge attacks. Grant a willpower burst when critically injured, which will be useful for Iron Man since he has no way to heal himself unless I put one of the specializations in takedowns heal me, which is not what I want because I rather have triggers a defense buff when the last living member of a team. But don't I automatically lose a mission if anyone else completely dies out during a mission? Doesn't make much sense, does it? Repulsors deal plasma damage. Defeating enemies in their weak point grants an intrinsic boost, but no one's aiming for headshots all the time with Iron Man. They're just blasting away with either their rockets or just punching them. No one is going for headshots because no one wants to in this game. There's really not a big pull for pulling off headshots. Does it do more damage? Yes, but no one's going to be doing that in the middle of combat when you're surrounded by 15 other people. So let's see how this works. What exploded? And I know whenever I take off, like when you see me burst forward, it may seem like I'm moving fast, but that's a trick. That is a visual trick. They pull the camera back and they shrink the window in which Iron Man is in the center of the screen. They shrink him down. No, it's not even that when I look at it. They just hold the camera in place. So when I fly away, and like when I hit the button to actually move faster forward, they actually hold the camera back to make it seem like you're jetting off with a boost of speed. But this speed right here, this is the exact same speed. Now, mind you, if I was in a suit of armor that allowed me to fly, I feel like there would be more propulsion necessary for me to fly like this. I feel like there would be more thrust in order to keep me from, you know, nose planting into the ground. I feel like there's a certain speed you need to be going to ensure that you stay aloft, like stay airborne. This speed right here, if I can count the individual pieces of rock or look at all the individual details over a car, then apparently I'm not moving fast enough, because for this to be a Rocket Man, he is... It may look like he's moving at a speed that should be fast enough to get him to actually fly, but this just seems held back. This is another quality of life thing that they desperately need to add, the traversal. Because also, they're working on patrol, which is essentially being able to explore and be inside of a map indefinitely. Not just for a mission, but you're in an open map like this, and there's just missions for you to do. Just a patrol mode. But the thing that is going to be real annoying for people is traversal. Because getting from point A to point B, as it is right now, it is not good enough. It is too, especially if you're trying to get from point A to point B, and let's say an event happens, and I can't bring up a map because the game is not capable of doing that. You can't have a map of the area because apparently that's not a thing. But say that you have a mission that's 400 kilometers out that way, or 400 meters out that way, and you have to just fly over there. Or not even 400, say it's like 600 meters out. Me just flying like this, it's going to take some time. That puts me, y'all see how Clint just appeared there all of a sudden? How did that explode? I didn't even hit anything. How did that explode? Nothing touched it. But going from point A to point B, just flying there as it is right now, it's going to get boring for people. Because they're going to wonder, well, is there a faster way for me to get from point A to point B? Because what if an event happens and it requires that you get there at a certain time? and I can bet that they are not going to do anything like fast travel points to get to certain locations. They're just not. They are most definitely not going to do that. But just imagine, you're just flying like this. Like, wouldn't it be better if you were flying just like a lot faster? The air around you is just blurring. You got contrails behind you because you are literally putting speed behind you as you fly. Actually, let me turn that skill on. That makes it so I can fly faster. And I say that very loosely because this is not a actual buff. But this, you see how the air around him blurs out? And then he, makes his body a little bit narrower as he's flying forward. That should already be his base speed. That should be his base speed in the game already. What makes this boost so bad is you have to hold down the X button in order to actually use it. Which means that you cannot turn when you use this boost. So if I'm flying, I can only boost forward. I can only boost forward. And I can't turn whatsoever. I have to put my index finger on the X button and then use my thumb to actually steer if I want to use this boost. That's very uncomfortable. But his speed, when he's using his boost like this, that should already be his base speed in which he flies at. Another bad thing about this boost is the fact that it uses your own intrinsic energy in order for it to activate. Which means that if you were to use this boost, if you use this boost and you boost into the middle of a fight, you're not going to have any intrinsic energy left to use your repulsors, your lasers, or your rockets because you spent it all boosting. I don't know why they thought this was a good idea, but it's not. And I will argue people up and down that it was one of the most misguided things that they could have ever created. So many different things they could have done to make feeling like a superhero actually feel super. And I know it sounds like I'm complaining about this game, but since I spent money on it, I got every right to. So if you don't like it, too bad, because I'm going to talk about it. Iron Man should be rocketing across a landscape. Thor should be rocketing across the landscape. Hulk should be absolutely booking it, knocking everything out of his way and being an absolute unit whenever he does anything, simply because it's the Hulk. Like, you see this? I feel like this running speed is faster than what Hulk can actually do. Like, the Hulk moves like he's weighed down by his own muscles when that's not the case. Oh, it feels more realistic when the Hulk moves slowly because he's heavy. Yeah, Hulk is heavy, but Hulk is strong enough to move all of that heavy weight. It'll be amazing combo you rocket boost into a Superman punch. See this? This is probably what they're going to do for people in patrol mode. They're going to have a little exit point that people can go to when they want to go back someplace else. Or they can just call in the Quinjet at any other place when they're not in combat and then leave. But if I'm boosting, let me actually go high. And when I say high, let me actually go only as high as the game will allow, because you can't go high. Because apparently they think we're scared of heights. See? That right there. That right there. I should be able to use that move going forward. Let me see if I can actually get a screenshot of it. Wow, I can actually... You're actually allowing me to see this. But it's not all that good because of the dumb blur effect right now. And I can't go all the way underneath him to get a proper shot because the sphere in which you allow the photo mode to actually move is so ridiculously limited that I really can't do anything at all. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what I'm doing here. Just bought this game? You bought it, DK? Hey, I can't tell you what to buy. Just know that once you're done doing the basic missions, just like, you know, defense missions, sabotage missions, assault missions, villain sectors, and that's it, then it's pretty much, you bought it for $25. Okay, that's understandable, because with the way the game is right now, that's pretty much what the game is worth. So you actually got it for an absolute steal. Because I would not suggest people get this game at full price. Because it doesn't have anything worth it being at full price. Story mode alone is worth like the $25. Everything else is just like 5 cents each. So you're actually, I'm happy to hear that you got it for $25 instead of spending full price, because I tell people, don't get this game full price. Do not. It just doesn't have stuff worth you paying $60 for. And then they expect you to pay more money for skins like this. They expect you to pay $10 for this skin. They expect you to pay $10 for this. Because those credits up here, these credits, they're going to run out. They're going to run out. You can't earn them. You can only get them through challenge cards. And once you complete every challenge card in the game, there is no other way for you to get credits. Which means that your only option will be to buy one of these packs. Because they don't give them to you as a way of doing community challenges. No, you only get units for that. But no one uses units because the main thing that people would use units for are cosmetics, and that entire vendor has been shut down, which we all believe is just to encourage people to buy more cosmetics with money. So when this runs out, and actually going through here, so you get 100, this is 100 credits here, that's 200, that's 300, and then another 200, that's 500. Actually, there's actually more than I thought. So 100, 300, 200, that's 500, another 300, that's 800, and a 500 here, that's 1,300 credits that you walk away with from one challenge card. So when you complete them all, That's it. You can't earn any of these ever again. They have absolutely no way for you to earn them. You would have to go and buy them. So if you spend your credits on different cosmetics and takedowns and, God forbid, nameplates, that's it. You can't get any more free credits. You would have to buy it. And once you buy one, chances are you just might buy another if they put something you like in their marketplace. And that's what they're banking on. They're banking on people. Because look at this. Okay, so mind you, I cleared the exclamation point off of this marketplace. Because it's there to flash to remind you that, hey, come to our marketplace. So when I leave, and bring it up again. Wow, they actually made it so the exclamation point is gone now. Just waiting for Thor's MCU skin. The fact that they haven't shown it, but they keep showing all these dumb skins, like these crash test dummy skins. The fact that they haven't shown Thor's suit yet makes me believe they probably haven't even started. They can't give a concept of what they're doing? They haven't even started. Because remember, everyone's MCU outfits was shown. Everyone's MCU outfits were shown when people found it by glitching into the Mega Hives, which is why they removed the Mega Hives in order for people to stop seeing those skins before their time. But Thor's was not shown, which makes me think that they haven't started on him. Because otherwise, people would have seen his outfit in there too. There's the thing with that much rocket boost should you boost. There's the thing with that much rocket boost should boost you the damage of the Superman punch. That what I would have done if I made this game. See, that's the thing, Psycho. Us players come up with so much better ideas than what Crystal Dynamics decides to do for this game. I would make it so that Hulk would be clearing rooftops, he'd be booking it, he'd be running, like sprinting, like full on Ang Lee 2003 Hulk movie running across the desert running. Because the game can handle it. If it can handle people getting thrown out of the map high the skybox and still have enemies spawning, and they're playing multiplayer at the same time, so all their friends are on the ground but they're high up in the air and the enemies spawn just fine. Oh yeah, Hulk can move fast. Us players come up with such better ideas for this game, but they're falling on deaf ears because CD seems to think that they know what we want and that whatever they put out is exactly what we want to see. But it's not. That's why the game is in the state it is right now. No one is talking about this game. Let that sink in. A Marvel video game is not really being talked about. People are only talking about Black Panther's expansion because it's Black Panther. Not because Marvel Avengers is having it in their game, but it's solely because Black Panther. That's it. That's the only reason why if people bring up Avengers, they're only bringing it up because Black Panther is going to be going in it. That's it. No one speaks of this game in a real positive light. News articles are not being talked about this game. They only talk about Black Panther, and that's it. They don't talk about the state of the game as it is right now, except people like, what's his name? Paul Tassi. He's brave enough to bring up the shortcomings of this game, and no one else is really talking about the state that this game is in right now. They only talk about Black Panther, and that's it. But no one really talks about this game in any other shape or form. They're not saying like, hey, go play Marvel Avengers. No one is saying that. Marvel Avengers Twitter is saying that, hey, we have a free weekend to bring in brand new players so that they can do all this stuff. They have a ton of content to look forward to. But, well, yeah. Of course new players will have a ton of content to go through, because it's been 10 months. And as soon as they go through all of that content, which is not going to take long, as soon as they go through all of that content, they're going to be in the exact same place the rest of us are at. Or how much more damage you do with the Hulk, the more angry he gets. Here's the thing. Everyone who is listening to the sound of my voice right now, the only reason I bought this game was to play as the Hulk. That was it. I couldn't care less about the story. I couldn't care less about them saying like, hey, we got more content coming in the future. The only thing that kept me grounded into playing this game was playing as the Hulk. Because this was going to be the very first iteration of the Hulk on a next-gen console. PS4, and then later PS5 when, you know, they had like the next-gen upgrade. That was the only reason why I bought this game. Because I just wanted to smash as the Hulk. I was hoping that they got him right. They did not. So mind you, the one thing that kept me centered and grounded on this game was basically butchered. For whatever reason. He's the only character that I got to level 150. Like I can upgrade him right now. He's the only character that I got to the highest tier. See, now he's 150. He's the only one that I managed to get to 150 completely. But every aspect of him that should scream Hulk does not scream Hulk. So, let me give you a bit of an example. Let's actually find a mission. Well, actually, we'll go back through this funeral, the Ewan funeral mission. Let's do this again. Set it to easiest because, frankly, there's no pull for me to do it on the hardest difficulty if I'm still going to get low tier rewards just from playing high difficulty. That's another thing this thing gets wrong. And I know it sounds like I'm only talking about all the bad things about this game, but when the bad things of this game outweigh the good, because the combat is good. The combat for this game is good. It could be better, but at least it's not atrocious. They could make it so that combat flows instead of just being button mash, hit a button and then hit a person until they die, because that's kind of what the combat is. And there are some instances like people can make the combat seem like it flows, like a Suhi Legend, that person on Twitter that makes these slow-mo action-packed little videos when they're playing different games, and it makes it look like it's a cinematic action scene or whatever. They can make it seem like the combat moves good and it plays good.
Avengers, I have located an area rich in Kree data. You and your shield allies,
but it doesn't overshadow the fact that this game is lacking.
it's unsafe, but I believe you will find the rewards outweigh the risks. There are many battlefields
In so many different aspects.
the remains of fallen
Kinda sad you pre-ordered and played the beta. Oh, I did it as well. I played it as well. I played it with the hopes that, hey, maybe if we do this beta and tell them, hey, this is, it'd be nice if this would happen in the official game. We ain't getting none of that. We got suckered into playing the beta.
There is a Kree signal nearby.
We got suckered into playing the beta, and we gained absolutely nothing of value. Like, see? What if I want to jump up to him where he's at? I can't! Even though the Hulk is... What in the world was that? Even though the Hulk is capable of jumping clear into space, not saying that he needs to jump into space, even though the Hulk is clearly capable of jumping high heights, there are some enemies that I just can't reach due to the fact that Hulk ain't got them hops. Okay, so you guys are seeing me right here. I'm probably going to refresh their checkpoint in order to do this a couple of times. So you see me running like this, right? This is not fast. The Hulk is capable of moving so much faster than this. Now, when I use my stranglehold move, you see how much faster he moved in that instance? He moves so much faster in that instance. Let me reload the checkpoint. The speed he moves during his stranglehold. That should be his running speed, period. You see that? That's how fast the Hulk should be moving in his basic sprint animation. That's how fast he should be moving. He would be so much better traversal-wise just on the ground if his sprint speed was that. That is distant covered. That speed! That's the speed he needs! Are you kidding? Are you kidding? You only limit his super fast running to animation for a special move? And this, look at this. So you automatically see the speed difference. You automatically see the speed difference when I'm just doing his regular speed. The whole, oh my, the more I think about it, the more kind of annoyed about it I really get. I'm pacing in my room right now. I'm out of my chair. You see that, right? Okay, you see that. Hulk, the idea, I've seen people say, oh, it makes more sense for Hulk to move slowly because he's heavy. Apparently that doesn't really apply to his animation where he just is clocking 45 miles an hour in a single sprint during his animation. What happened to him moving heavily then? What happened? Does that only apply when he's sprinting? Does Hulk give like a short burst of speed when his adrenaline rushes? That's not how that works. Hulk is the strongest one there is. He's not weighed down by anything, let alone his own mass. He is not held back by his own body weight. If anything, it helps him move faster. He is 100% muscle, 0% fat. This man, if he wants to run through a building, he's going to run through a building. If this man wants to get to point A to point B just by running, this dude is going to move so fast that you'll be lucky to get out of his way in time. He is a cannonball. He's not a bowling ball. He's a cannonball. If he wants to move, he's going to move. And you better hope you're not the person he's coming after. So the idea that the Hulk moving like this is fast to you, looking at it from the side, you get to see just like, yeah, this isn't all that good. But then you see him run with his stranglehold move, and it's like, this is the speed he needs to be moving at. This is ridiculous. And then his jumps. His jumps should be farther than this. And faster. I mean, if you increase the speed of his jumps and the height of his jumps, they'd be great. This man needs to be sailing whenever he goes someplace. Let me give you a good example, because I did a whole thread of this on Twitter. If I jump like this, you see how much distance I just covered? Using his bone shaker in midair gets me from all the way above that cliff out there, all the way to here. That's the distance he should be covering when he jumps. I made several, I want to say about 20 different videos of me doing this exact, trying to find the exact distance. So much distance is covered versus the little hopscotch jumps that he does right now. Now, if you gave it height, but kept it with the speed that I'm using, like, there's so much that they could do with this. And then you have the one thing that the Hulk is known for. His rage. When the Hulk gets angry... Be quiet, Roy. I'm speaking. Instead of the Incredible Hulk, CD gave us the mildly infuriated fella. Pretty much. Because the thing about the Hulk, the one thing that everyone, even people who don't know the deepest of Hulk's abilities, know that the trademark phrase of the madder Hulk gets, the stronger he gets. That is literally why Hulk is one of the most powerful beings in all of the Marvel Universe. So, why is it not a thing for Hulk to be able to become progressively stronger, tougher, and boost all of his abilities the longer he fights? Or at least use his rage to increase his basic abilities. Okay, so look at this. Attacking enemies and receiving damage fuels an intrinsic rage meter. When rage is active, defensive strength is increased and all attacks inflicts damage, increase damage by 15% and recover willpower. Now, the thing about this that is extremely disappointing is the fact that it does not increase your damage over time. You have a set amount of damage that you gain when you use rage, instead of it progressively escalating the longer you fight. Like, think of this as an idea. While you're using rage, if you're defeating enemies and you're constantly hitting enemies, your damage increases, and your defensive health and defensive strength increases. Pretty much any aspect of your combat capabilities increases as rage drains. When it fully drains out, it's like the Hulk is calming down. And all of your abilities subside. And all the buffs that you have, they start to drain out, and then you're back to square one as you build your rage up again. That is how the Hulk works. So explain to me, who thought it was a good idea to make rage only do like a set number of damage and a set number of defensive strength? Rage is what causes the Hulk to be even stronger than Thor. Why is it that in a game that is supposed to in a game where it says embrace your powers, why does it not fully embrace who these characters are? The Hulk should be getting stronger as he fights. Shouldn't take a gear piece that says you'll gain a 15% increase to defense buffs if you defeat an enemy after hitting them 16 times. That is stupid. That is stupid. The Hulk doesn't need gear to be strong. It should fall in his abilities to do this. Gear should only be like a small caveat that slightly increases his combat capabilities. But the Hulk as a whole, he should have all these... Maybe even this. How about you give Hulk gear pieces that makes it so that he can grow progressively stronger? Themed pieces of gear specifically for the Hulk that increases his capabilities. Like make it so that while his rage is active, while it drains, your power increases, your attack increases, you get more defensive, you gain more health, everything you do using rage increases. It even has the passive ability to make you run faster and jump farther. And then rage regains itself over time, instead of just draining out and then you ain't got none. Because then that would suck if you want to travel across an area, there's no enemies, and your rage is gone, and you're stuck just traveling regularly without using rage-enhanced jumps or sprinting, and you can't do anything like that. See, I'm throwing ideas out here that would work, but they don't want to listen. They only listen to people who are giving them praise, who are taking photos and saying, oh, how much I love Avengers, oh, thank you, CD, for giving us such a great game. Those are the only people that they're listening to. They'll acknowledge people that will just say, like, this game is fantastic, can't wait to see what you do next. Those are the only people that they'll pay attention to. They won't pay attention to the people that says, gear's broken, we kind of need you to fix that. Yeah, we'll tell our team about it. And then we won't hear about it for about 6 months. What's the deal with Omega level threats? Oh, they're finished. We're just fine tuning it. Then we come to find out that Omega level threats can only be done once a week. You can only earn one exotic from them once a week. And regardless of whether you do it with multiple characters, you still only earn one exotic a week. And not only that, but it's timed like a Tachyon Rift, so you have to be constantly on the move during the mission. So you can't even really enjoy the ambiance of being in the mission. You're timed to run through it extremely fast. You know who else did this type of thing? Anthem. With their time attack little thing that they added to the game, where you have to get through it in a certain amount of time, and that determines what rewards you get. Yeah, Anthem did the exact same thing. Not a good sign when you think about it. But there's so many aspects of just the Hulk alone that should be changed or enhanced or even just flat out revamped to make him more in line with his comic book counterpart. Now, I know they said that they wanted to create their own version, their own iteration of these superheroes. But their own iteration is lackluster compared to every other version that we've encountered, from the comics to TV shows to the movies. This Hulk is weak. Just fundamentally on a gameplay mechanical level, this Hulk is weak. Then you have this reduction in damage from enemy gamma attacks. When did he have this? I don't remember having this. Some of these just don't make sense. Reduce the cost of using rage by 20%, but you still drain ridiculously fast. Takedowns boost the energy of the intrinsic rage meter by 15 points. Increase maximum energy value of the intrinsic rage meter by 15. Boost the energy of the intrinsic rage meter when performing a perfect evade by 10%. Further reduces the cost of using rage and increases the amount of intrinsic energy boosted from attacking and taking damage by 15%. Increase willpower recovery while rage is active. Cataclysm. While rage is full, attacking builds up extra energy to overcharge it. While overcharged, rage is automatically active and damage from all sources is increased by 25%. In order to stay overcharged, keep attacking enemies or perfectly parrying enemy attacks. Getting hit or not attacking enemies for a short duration will cause overcharge to end. I don't like overcharge in this game, because if you get hit, it's gone. Increases all damage while rage is overcharged by 20%.
Location should be just up ahead.
Like, why not have an upgrade that makes it so that your intrinsic meter is actually increased faster? What am I getting hit by? What am I getting hit by? What was I getting hit by? Why couldn't I jump over to him? Did y'all see that? I couldn't even jump over to him because something kept hitting me that was invisible. Something invisible kept hitting me and I couldn't go over to him. Hold on, I gotta clip that. Thank you, YouTube, for giving me the ability to do that. I gotta clip that. Hold on, I need to go back. Hold on. Go to 1 minute. And let's say 20 seconds. So I'm getting tossed around. It's nice that I can make clips like this so I can actually post it to different places showing off things that really don't make sense. So, okay, so there it is. It's right there. I am getting hit by something and then I get downed. How did that make sense? What was that? Alright. Gets denied. Let me share this clip. Let me copy this. And let me put it here. Oh, this is going to be so useful. This is going to be so useful. Thank you, YouTube. Now I can show people the moment things happen just how bad things are. I have an idea. When Hulk screams, the enemy gets terrified for an amount. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Let me post this on Twitter as well. Okay, I posted it there as well. Nice. Excellent. Most excellent. Thomas Peterman! Man, this game looks boring. Is it as boring as it looks? Okay, so Thomas, let me just say this. As a person who played this since launch, what just happened? CJ, so I clipped it. And I'm actually going to post it in my own Discord as well. I'm going to post it in the Marvel Avengers game chat. I'm going to post it there. There's a clip of me trying to jump at an enemy, in an open field, and I keep getting hit by something that isn't there, to the point where another enemy comes up behind me and just slaps me with a rocket, and it downs me. I feel like okay, you see me there? I'm overcharged. I am overcharged.
Oh, freaking awesome.
I've been but let me continue what I was saying, Thomas. I've been playing this since launch. Nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Let me see what you said, Psycho. Have an idea when Hulk screams, the enemy gets terrified for a moment. See? That's an idea. But they don't want to do that. They don't want to have the they don't see, players have better ideas than the makers of this game. Okay? We have much better ideas. Hulk being able to jump long distances should have been a thing from the very beginning. And that's just with Hulk. There are other heroes that could have improvements as well. Invisible walls and everything. Didn't know Susan was in this game. Oh, please don't disrespect the Fantastic Four by saying they should be in Avengers. People say they want X-Men to be in the Avengers as well, but come on, really? Does this game look like it deserves the X-Men? Does it look like it deserves the Fantastic Four? It barely deserved the Avengers. It looks like it has not improved by a lot. No, dude, we are just 2 months shy of it being a year since this game has been out. And the only thing that they've done was remove the cosmic vendor just so they could sell more skins in the marketplace. Under the pretense of, oh, we're gonna rework it. No real quality of life improvements. Did you also hear about the Omega level threats, Thomas? Have not been following it. Okay, Thomas, so Omega level threats are supposed to be the endgame content for this game. It's supposed to be what essentially is supposed to keep players invested once they've done everything else. The thing about it is, for some very dumb reason, they decided to make it so that it's time gated. So it's like the Tachyon Rifts, which we've already seen before, and frankly, no one really cares about because no one who enjoys time attacks in games today unless they're like racing games or whatever. But it's time gated, which means that you are timed to get through it like a Tachyon Rift, and then it is limited to once a week. You only know that Black Panther is coming. He's coming next month. They still haven't told us when he's supposed to be releasing next month, but I guarantee it's probably going to be near the end of the next month because they're not ready to release him. They're not ready. Oh, Thomas, I'm not done. I'm not done. So the Omega level threats, you can only play them once per week. Once per week, and your reward is you get an exotic. But you can only get one exotic per week as well. So when you do the Omega level threats, you can only get one exotic per week, and it is account wide. What that means is, regardless of how many times you play it, regardless of whether you switch a character and do the same mission, you will only walk away from that mission for that week with one exotic. And you have to wait until the next week to try and get another one. So if you fail, it's a waste. Yeah, if you fail and you pretty much, like, if you run out of time, I believe it's only leading up to the boss themselves, I think. Then when you're fighting the boss, it's not timed, but you're timed to get to their location. So it's literally saying, hey, we know you would like to explore, but we kind of need you to get to the boss right now. So it's a Tachyon. Y'all saw that, right? Y'all saw Clint just clip through the area and then just Speedy Gonzalez's way past me there. Y'all saw that? But yeah, Thomas, you're only going to be able to do the Omega level threats once a week, and you only get one exotic per completion of that 1 week. Oh, Thomas. Man, this is... Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Thomas. We've been saying this for months. People have been trying to defend this game, saying that the game is in a far better state than it was before, but their recent decisions towards this game have not changed the fact that it's still a subpar Marvel game. It has not changed. Black Panther is not going to save this game. Some people think it is. Some people think it is, but it's not. As much as I like Black Panther, he's not going to save Marvel Avengers. He's not. He's not. If you're banking the success and future of a game on one sole character, and that being your saving grace, instead of, buckling down, fixing problems, expanding the game, then you really must not have that much faith in your game being successful outside of that character. Oh, I also forgot, well, they could rework a bunch of things like Final Fantasy XIV. Final Fantasy XIV had people. They got 3 animators working on this game. 3. For the entire game, they only have 3 people that work on character animations. And we've been told that it takes 4 to 5 months to get one character completed. This is their own words. 3 animators. 4 to 5 months for a single character to be completed with all their animations. So you're looking at a stretch of possibly almost a year's worth of time where you can only see maybe about 1, maybe 2, depending on how they steer things. And depending on if they don't delay things. 2 characters a year in this game. But people think that this game has years left ahead of it. But it can't even get through its first year with... Let me just check the Steam charts for Marvel Avengers real quick. Marvel Avengers Steam charts, and let me bring up the Twitch as well to see how many people are actually... Okay, as of right now, they're playing 27 minutes ago. Their peak, their 24-hour peak for Marvel Avengers on Steam is 776 people. That's 776 people worldwide on Steam. That's just Steam. That's just Steam. Now, if I go over to Marvel Avengers right now, if I pull up Marvel Avengers, people who are tuning into this game, there's only 113 viewers who are currently watching other people play Avengers as of right now. As of right now, there's only 117 people live on Twitch who are watching other people play Avengers. Only 117 people. That's not 117,000. Not 100 million. Only 117 people completely. And people who were playing it on Steam, as of 28 minutes ago, only 621 people were playing the game on Steam. Their all-time peak was when the game launched, which was 28,000 people. And at around September is when it completely dropped all the way down. It has not seen their numbers reach the thousands since Kate Bishop launched. Hawkeye came out in March, and that barely broke 1,000. That didn't even break 1,000. That only on Steam, only 935 people were playing when Hawkeye, Clint Barton, launched in March. And then it steadily started to drop off. Right then and there. It's ridiculous. It is crazy how a Marvel game does not have such a big following and a big viewing. What is going on? Working with something of a skeleton crew, especially for a AAA type title. That's the thing! This is supposed to be a AAA game that they boasted would be supported for years to come, and yet it cannot keep 1,000 people playing this game consistently, and we're 10 months in. And here's another thing. There was 1,000 people watching, paying attention to Marvel Avengers on Twitch, and someone tried to boast about it, saying like, "Congratulations, we have 1,000 people watching Marvel Avengers on Twitch." Come to find out, someone was actually streaming Black Widow, and just using Marvel Avengers as a category on the basis to do it. So not even truly 1,000 people were paying attention to Marvel Avengers. They were just there to watch someone illegally streaming Black Widow. This is a Marvel game. A multi-billion-dollar industry. A multi-billion-dollar franchise based on one of the biggest household names in media right now in the world today that has spawned numerous spin-offs, movies, TV shows, all sorts of things. And you mean to tell me that this is the absolute best that can be done for this name? Yeah, there's people out there that play this game all the time. A lot of people use it for the basis of the content, for the videos that they make. I feel sorry that they go out of their way to support this game constantly, despite all of its shortcomings. It says like, oh, it'll get better, it'll get better. And they'll go out of their way to try and tell people, like, if you don't like it, don't play it. So you're telling people to not play a game that desperately needs players in order to survive. Because when I talk about this game, I don't hate this game. Let me just make myself clear on that. I don't hate Avengers. I am just so incredibly disappointed in the mismanagement of this game that it's like, this game should not have been made the way it is. Should not have been made into like some sort of Destiny looter clone, because that's what it is. See? Why is the Hulk getting staggered by... Why is the Hulk getting staggered by these regular robots? Man, Marvel Heroes had more players? Of course it did, because it was an actual Marvel game. This was built with the pretense of it being free-to-play live service. First of all, well, not free-to-play, but as a live service game. That's where it messed up, because then it just built the game around the live service model. Pardon me. It built itself around the live service model rather than make sure that the game was consistent. Rather than being a game like... See, let me go up here. Rather than being a game that was good from the get-go, it was built around a live service monetizable model. That's where they failed. See, people will say, well, I mean, Marvel Spider-Man had DLC where you could only get the costumes in there. Yeah, but here's the thing. Marvel Spider-Man actually added something to their game. And the costumes didn't look like they were made by people who were told to skim through these Marvel comics real quick and then try to give your best representation of it. Making this game into a live service model was one of the worst mistakes that this game ever made. And a lot of us knew that it was going to be bad. From the moment they said, hey, it's going to be live service, you won't believe how much content we'll release for this game. Yeah, I don't believe it, because we sure ain't seeing much. It's only every now and again that you give news about, hey, we're doing stuff. Then it's 3 more months of, hey, we're doing stuff. And then 2 more months of, hey, it's coming. And then 1 month of waiting, because then you tell us that, hey, we got a surprise for you, and that surprise is you gotta wait another month before this thing actually releases. Mismanagement, misdirection, lack of creativity and variety, not listening to your players who frankly really want to do their best to give you their time, but you keep giving them reasons not to because you rather listen to yourselves, rather listen to whatever higher-ups is telling you, hey, we got to make it so that people are buying more cosmetics, so take out the entire cosmetic vendor from the game, but keep making cosmetics, but charge people $10 to about $14 a piece for an individual costume. Do it. But what about the players? Who cares about the players? We need them to buy skins. Otherwise, this game is not going to survive. So keep making them buy skins, and then we'll keep telling them that we're making something. But we're not really making anything. I know it sounds like I'm coming down hard on the Marvel Avengers, but they really do need this kick in the pants. Because for a Marvel game, this should not be the way it is. There should be no reason why, if I'm playing a Marvel game, it feels boring to me. If I'm playing as a Hulk, I better feel every aspect of the Hulk. If I'm playing Iron Man, I better feel every aspect of Iron Man. If I'm playing Thor, I should be feeling every aspect about him. If you say that you're dipping into 80 years of Marvel history, you better show it. That is not a request. That is what we expect from you. Because you are not just pawning off this game to people who have never played a Marvel game before. You are also pawning this game off to people who have literally grew up with Marvel their entire lives. So for this to be the quintessential Marvel game, next-gen Marvel game that we're supposed to be getting, it makes literally no sense for it to be in this state. And you have a community of people that sometimes can be extremely jaded and extremely divided. You have a bunch of people like myself, and then you have people like Kyle, myself, and other people who will just go hard on this game because we want this game to be good, but CD is not taking the measures necessary to prove us wrong. Then you have people who will just ignore just how bad the game is and only see the good parts of it,
This creature appears to have been defeated by
and will just ignore the fact that the game is lackluster, will ignore the fact that the game is not reaching its best potential, and that there's so many good things that could happen to the game, but you're just taking it as is, and you kind of don't care. Those people come under odds against people that say like, hey, we don't care about your skins, we want end-game content, we want to be able to, we want gear to actually have some meaning. If I want to get a gear piece that makes it so that Hulk can be stronger the longer he fights, I want to do that. Or if I want to make it so that Hulk is not getting knocked around by enemies who, quite frankly, should not be knocking him around, I want to be able to do that. Let's hope Guardians of the Galaxy will be better. I don't know. It's another game. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about a Guardians of the Galaxy game where you only play as Star-Lord. I would want to play as Gamora. What about if I want to play as Drax? What if I want to play as Rocket and Groot? I don't know. We'll just have to see. When it comes to Marvel games endorsed by Square Enix and made by Crystal Dynamics or whatever, this game makes me skeptical about any other Marvel games. This game. I just simply can't trust when people say like, hey, this game's gonna be good. I can't do that anymore. This game made it so that I can't trust Marvel games. Simply because this game decided to take everything we love about Marvel and try and put it in a model that frankly has no place being made. Like we all know this man should be jumping a lot farther than he is. Like, if I wanted to, I should be able to use a charge jump and land at least near that building in the distance. And I can change those charge jumps so I could just keep jumping far. We all know this man can jump all the way over there. The idea that the game can handle him jumping over there is dumb. The idea that it wouldn't make sense for a Hulk to jump that far because then he'd be faster than everyone. Who cares about who's faster than who in this game? As long as the characters feel like the characters, it doesn't matter if Hulk can jump farther than Captain America and can run. It fits the character. I'm sorry, but I gotta speak my mind here. Do not make Marvel characters, then nerf them for the sake of this game model, and then expect us to treat them the same as the characters we all know and love. That's like McDonald's telling you, here's a Big Mac, but it's a ham and cheese cold cut sandwich. And they're saying we had to change up the formula for it, but it's still the Big Mac. You're not going to get the same reception. Because everyone knows that a Big Mac... Everyone knows the Big Mac over a cold cut sandwich. Just because it's a sandwich doesn't mean we're going to treat it the same way we do a Big Mac. No one's going to treat a cold cut sandwich the same as a Big Mac. Because they're two entirely different things. Same as these characters. No one's going to treat this Hulk the same as the Hulk from the MCU. At least all the way up until Ragnarok. I mean, all the way up until Infinity War. No one's going to treat that Hulk and see this Hulk and think, wow, I bet I could do the same things that Hulk can do in the film. You can't. You literally can't. You can only do the puny god Loki grab thing where you're slamming people and just slam them into the ground. That's it. Because frankly, whenever I play these characters, I can look at any compilation that's on YouTube right now. Like there's Captain America fight compilations, or whenever he uses a shield, or whenever he's doing something heroic, you'll find countless compilations on YouTube right now. But you won't be able to do a fraction of any of that in this game, simply because, oh well, this isn't the MCU, so we can't expect the players to be. You can't expect it to be like that. I'm not saying it should be like the MCU, because the MCU, even they have limitations. If you're going to be saying you're taking 80 years of Marvel history into this game, apply that to your characters as well. Just putting the Hulk in this game is not the same as having the Hulk that we all know and love in this game. It is not the same.
Totally meant to do that. Help? Thanks for having my back time, Avengers. It's kind of great.
Also, I got something to show you when I'm done with this mission. Just shows you that they are not completely thorough when it comes to making sure that everything doesn't just glitch out on you. I got something to show y'all.
And capable of light speed communications. The three are more advanced than expected. Oh, worrying. I'm detecting more hostiles nearby. Be careful, Avengers.
Like, we got a dude floating here. And y'all hear that timer going off. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that was.
What, done already?
Wait, when the Hulk gets shot, does the bullet go in him or bounce off? Bounce off? That would sound like something that the Hulk would be resistant to. That would sound something that sounds exactly like the Hulk, wouldn't it? But no. When Hulk gets shot, they all hit him. And he feels it. He feels all the shots. Even though this dude can tank being hit with a nuclear missile point blank. He feels all the shots in this game. Nothing bounces off of Hulk in this game. That would imply that Hulk actually has some sort of tough skin. But Hulk doesn't. This dude can get knocked around by the most basic robot. Alright, where are the people that were behind me? There they are. I'm trying to make it so they can't follow me whatsoever. They can never hope to get over to where I am. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to actually get one of them to glitch out so that they can't actually get over here. Haha, you can't get over here. You see how clunky his climbing is? Look at that. That wasn't even me dropping down. It was just me holding in one direction. When Hulk gets hit, he gets hit. It doesn't bounce off of him. He doesn't ignore it. He just gets hit. I'm trying to lose them, but they keep following me.
There is a chest with gear close by.
Detecting a large quantity of enemy signatures. Prepare for battle.
Like, look at the shots. They don't bounce off. He just takes it. See that? Look at him. Just all these explosions that we know he would survive. Just knocks him around like he's nothing. To humanoid or fellow, can I do an impression of Orko? Either from the original or the 2002 version. Who's Orko? Is that a character from He-Man? I don't know who that is, unfortunately. If it's an old-timey cartoon, I may not be as versed as you may think. I haven't watched every cartoon growing up. Some of them I didn't realize existed until I had Boomerang on my television.
Constructed over 2,000 years ago. This data is extremely valuable. Great work, Avengers.
Okay, where did Clint come from? He just dropped in. He just teleported in. Stop following me, you psychos! You won't follow me here. Haha, you can't follow me over here. And they can't stand in one place. Look at that! Look at that! The game is trying to make them stand all in the exact same place. Hold on, let me see if I can get a screenshot of. Let me see if I can get a screenshot of this. They are all trying to stand in the exact same place. But the game cannot register them being in the exact same place because of, you know, personal boundaries. Oh, now they want to reset. Look at that! Look at this! Look at this! Look at this. Look at this. Kate got out for a quick second, then she got pulled right back into the drop loop. Then Clint got pushed out. Who's next? Kamala? Who's next? Kamala? Nope, it's Clint again. Let's see if we can get Kamala to jump out this time. There she is! And now they're glitching out over there. It's when I move the camera. They glitch out depending on the direction I move the camera. That doesn't seem right. Is the debris getting bigger? Wait, what? No, it looks about the same. Okay. Clint and Kate are gone. Okay, there's Clint. There's Kate. Where's Kamala? So there's an actual bottom, but it's beneath the actual map itself, because the game doesn't register it. Can I throw it on the Quinjet? I fell off. That should have hit, just saying. Yeah, it should have. A lot of things should have happened when you're playing as a Hulk, but they don't, because the game doesn't allow you to, because this game is limiting and letting you embrace the Hulk. This is why Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction will always be the best representation of the Hulk in any shape or form. And you will never change my mind on that matter. So how come they still get to move, but I'm the one who's frozen? I can't even move my camera around. How come they still get to run while I'm still stuck? I thought everyone was frozen. How come everyone else gets the freedom to move around however they like?
We must learn more from the future if we wish to stop the Kree in our past.
Increase damage from power attacks. Chance defeating enemies grants a heroic charge burst for all heroics. Defeating 3 enemies in rapid succession grants you a defense buff. So you have to defeat 3 enemies to get a defensive buff. And then they have other perks where it's like, okay, let me see if they actually gave me anything that I could really talk about. Alright, light combo. Let's see. Where are the ones that have the ridiculous perks on them? World Breaker's Coagulator. I don't remember getting this one. But I'll take it because... Wait, it deals particle damage. Why would Hulk have Pym particle powers when Gamma is what he's best known for? Okay, so let's see. Plasma damage, so Hulk does fire. This is fire again. Pym particles. Then we got his throwing arm. Increased damage for heavy combo finishers. Range power attacks generate deal gamma damage. Pym particles. Boo. Hive mind enhancer. And the 2008 movie Hulk game was good as well. Okay, so here's my thing about that game. It was a movie tie-in game, and they still suffered from the whole curse of being a movie tie-in and not being all that great. The only thing it really had going for it was the fact that you could destroy the entire city of New York, like bring down every building, and I feel like his jumping was far better than it was in Ultimate Destruction. That's it, though. The combat was dry compared to Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. The enemy varieties were... I mean, there were more villains in the Incredible Hulk 2008 game than there were in Ultimate Destruction, but it would sometimes get a bit repetitive when you were fighting those types of enemies all the time. So, I mean, some things the Incredible Hulk 2008 game did right, but it's too few in between for it to be standing up against Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. Alright, let's see. What's another one? Small debris, gamma damage. Chance defeating an enemy with a large debris grants a damage buff. Okay, what about this one? There's supposed to be some good ones. Defeat 3 enemies in rapid succession. 33% chance to completely resist spin attacks, preventing any heroic charge rate energy loss. Increased charge rate of heroics. 65% chance to completely resist spin attacks. Defeat... Okay, let's see. Ah, here it is! Okay, so look at the bottom of this. Successfully land 16 attacks in rapid succession without taking any damage to grant a heroic charge burst for all heroics. So, someone tell me... Someone answer to me. Someone answer. What's wrong with this picture? It would imply that you're in a situation where you have a bunch of enemies that you can punch rapidly in quick succession, but you have to do 16 hits in a row for this to apply. And if you get hit, well, the perk just won't activate. It's ridiculous. No one's going to dedicate that much time to trying to get this perk to activate. Trying to hit a person 16 times in order to get a heroic charge burst for all heroics, you're better off just hitting an enemy enough to cause a takedown and get them to drop orbs, which pretty much makes this final perk a little bit redundant. But That's not what I want to cap off this stream on. What I want to cap it off on is... Let's select Captain America. And then we'll go to the helicarrier. So I can show you that even when they add cosmetics to the game, like MCU ones, they still can't get it so that it works completely right 100% of the time with absolutely no bugs. Because I highly doubt that they fixed this. What in the world was that? Okay, so, two things. One, what was that sound? And that little effect that was over Captain America's face. I never seen that. That was weird. Okay, so we have Cap with his endgame outfit. With his shield that still isn't fixed so that the stars are pointing upwards rather than, you know, being upside down, because that's supposed to be fixed. But
Good to see you.
let's go to Kamala Khan's room. It's very important that we come here. Alright, so we're in here. Someone want to tell me what's missing in the mirror there? Someone want to tell me that's there's something supposed to be there that isn't there. One of these things is not like the other. I don't know. I feel like something's missing. That shouldn't be missing. If you guess his shield, then you are 100% correct. His shield. Here. His shield. Not there on his back. But the thing is, if I were to change his look to anything other than his endgame skin, so let's change it back to his iconic. It's the time machine activating when leaving the wasteland zone. So how come it's never done that sound and never done that effect before? So let's put on his really I just don't like his iconic skin. Captain America in riot gear. That's it. It's the best you could do. But put that on. The shield's there in the mirror. It's right there in the mirror. But if we put on the endgame skin, it's not there. It's not there at all. I remember on Valentine's Day this year, Cap's body was gone. Completely gone, disappeared, was not there at all. When you looked in the mirror, he only had his shield and his head. His body was completely gone in the mirror. So I'm kind of surprised that they managed to actually get that to work. And this is, I guess, our first look at Captain Marvel outside of the little image that we tend to see of her all the time. So this is Captain Marvel. This is her look. Good Lord, what can you imagine the many recolors and cosmetic things they're going to try for Captain Marvel if they try and release her? I mean, who knows? Don't even know if the game's going to last that long, to be quite honest. Actually, I want to see if anything else is there.
Kamala? Huh. Not here.
You can almost see his hair. Like the bald spot through the hair pieces he has on his head.
I don't get why Thor is today. Gods even need sleep. They could just paint the interior. Probably would have ripped it out.
And Hulk, I mean, Thor is just not getting any love when it comes to his cosmetics. You got Lumberjack Thor, you got Hardware Store Thor.
Miss Khan, are you in here?
When are we gonna get Thor when he was a Herald of Galactus? When are we gonna get All-Father Thor? When are we gonna get stuff like that? Okay? But all cosmetic stuff aside, the game itself, if you're thinking about trying to get this game to last longer than a year, they need to listen to their players, because we have so many good ideas that, frankly, the idea that it just won't work, I don't believe that. I don't believe it. Because we're, like I said earlier on during the stream, we are past the point where you can say it can't work or it can't happen because the game won't support it, or because it won't, because they'll just mess the game up. We are past that point. We should be, and we're past the point of making excuses of, oh, it won't work because we don't think the game can handle it. Don't say it won't work unless you actually try it. All-Father Thor? Yes, when Thor became pretty much the king of Asgard, there's an aspect of him from the future where he's clad in like pristine armor. Actually, let me see. All-Father Thor. Yes. There's a version of Thor where from Earth 14,412 where he's clad in silverish armor. Yes, he's clad in silverish armor. He has the arm of the Destroyer on his left arm because his other arm is gone. He has the arm of the Destroyer as his left arm. He has a massive white beard and everything. He just looks like Odin, but he's Thor. And he looks absolutely amazing. And then, of course, you have Herald Thor, which is Thor when he was the Herald of Galactus, and he was beyond powerful in that. So yeah, there's so many aspects of Thor that exists. Like, actually, let me go here. And just give a brief synopsis of this. Alright, All-Father Thor's life closely parallels and is tied to that of the Thor of the regular mainstream universe, who he refers to as being his past self, to the extent that if the Earth 616 Thor were to die, he would cease to exist. So All-Father Thor is essentially Thor in the future. During the War of the Realms, Thor sacrificed his eye to obtain the knowledge to defeat Malekith the Accursed, and was made All-Father of Asgard, the tale being recorded in a saga. And then it just goes through his adventures as an old dude, War of the Realms, Return of Gore. It's essentially a future version of Thor, also known as King Thor. Thor doesn't get any love when it comes to his outfits, because if you go to it, you have like his Asgardian might, but it's not like his classic look. Is it raining outside? It's raining outside. Then you have Unworthy Thor, which is essentially it's supposed to be unworthy Thor, which makes me wonder if that's the destroyer arm he has on his left arm there, and if that's how the destroyer was patterned off of. But then you have outfits like this. Hardware store. Why? Then you have stuff like this. Blue Hollow. Why? Then you have stuff like this. Monochromatic. Monatomic. Why do I keep calling it monochromatic? Monatomic. Why? Why would you make Thor clad in neon lights? Why? What's another one? They got Thor with just a basic white shirt. Thor as a civilian. Acquire from the cosmetic vendor aboard the helicarrier. Tron Thor? That's not Tron. Tron does not have so many lines all over themselves where it's just an overabundance of shining lights. They have one color on a black suit. One color on a black suit. This is overdone, and it's too much, and it's too extra, and it's unnecessary. Actually, I think there's supposed to be a king, supposedly... Yeah! This is supposed to be King Thor. This is supposed to be King Thor, yet King Thor from the future has a full-on white beard, he's missing an eye, all of his armor is white. His left arm is supposed to be that of the Destroyer. He doesn't have this big old fur shoulder pads on his shoulder like he's from a sci-fi movie original version of Thor. That's not King Thor. That's just their interpretation. My thing about this game is their interpretations are not good. It's just not. It's not! Then you have Aerospace, which is essentially supposed to be part of a set of outfits that they made for the Avengers if they went into space. This is one for the Red Room event that happened, but you can't really call it a Red Room. This is for the Blue Halo, where everyone is dressed in these... whatever this is. I don't know what to describe it. Frilly, I don't know. This is supposed to be part of the crash test outfit they have. So crash test dummy, safety vest, reflective lighting lines over the suit and everything. This is that. It's just Thor doesn't really doesn't get any love for his cosmetics and everything. That's the version of Thor played by Kevin Nash on the Sci-Fi Network. Exactly. That's exactly what that is. Then this is supposed to be Odin Force, but this doesn't scream Odin Force. This screams, this is another version of this. I mean, this is just this, except black. So, I'm done talking about Avengers. I'm done playing Avengers. I am not going to boot this game back up again until... possibly. Well, I can't say that. I might boot it up again just to do the dailies and do the challenge cards. But even then, I'm not going to dedicate too much time to it because there's far too many other games that could entertain me so much better than this game can. I'm anxious for Black Panther to come out because I can't wait to see just how much more it breaks the game, because every time they release an official patch for this game, something happens. If it's not the game glitching out and bugging, it's them recently showing people's IP addresses on screen. So I don't put it past this game to improve. I just expect them to mess it up even more. That's the extent of what I expect from this game. It's sad. It's sad that I have to say that, but it's what we've all come to know for 10 months straight. 10 months straight, people. That is all we've ever known. It's just bugs and glitches, lackluster content, and no real reason to stick to this game for long periods of time. So we're just going to have to see what happens when Black Panther drops. I will be playing it, but I'm definitely going to be looking out to see just what happens to the game as a whole, whether it can actually hold up, whether it improves, which I am not holding my breath on, but we're just going to have to see. So for everyone who managed to survive my entire monologue for, I don't know how long. How long did I do this? How long did I stream today? How long did I stream this today? 2 hours. Yeah. For everyone who stuck around and managed to survive my entire massive rant, I hope you enjoyed yourself. If you're a fan of Marvel Avengers and you did not like what I said about this game, tough. Because I don't care if you didn't like it. I'm going to say what's on my mind about this game, and I will call out this game's incompetence every time they do something stupid. Which is probably going to be sometime next week. I mean, they literally can't go on. They literally can't go 1 month, let alone 1 week, without doing something extremely dumb or finding out something extremely dumb about the game as a whole. So I don't put it past them for them to mess something up. So yeah, that's all I got. I'm done. Maybe Orko could be another of the voices that you do on your next voice acting stream. Yes, I'll add Orko along with Judge Frollo. So the next time I do a voice acting stream, I will prioritize those voices for you, CJ, because you asked me for Frollo, and I haven't done another voice acting stream. I got to do that for myself because I still need to fine tune my voice. But we'll get to that. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But hope you all enjoyed me talking about Avengers, because, I mean, I could talk about this game all day, but I don't have all day. And neither do you guys, and I'm pretty sure you guys have so much more things that you can entertain yourselves with than watch this thing. So, I'm done. Hope you all enjoyed. Can't wait to see you all in my next video. And if you're new to the channel and you enjoyed what you saw here today, then consider subscribing, because I am always looking forward to entertaining you. So have a fantastic day, and once again, as always, later, peoples.